Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Elena. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about Redbubble, an online print-on-demand service allowing artists to create a passive income for themselves by selling their art. The great thing about this service is that you don't need to invest any money, you don't need to liaise with any manufacturers to produce your own products. All you do is upload the artwork and let Redbubble fulfill the orders for you. It's a great way to test out your designs, and if you're just starting out, you can see your artwork on real life products, which is really exciting. The disadvantage of this service is that you do have to share the majority of the profit. I believe the default of Redbubble is 60%. You don't really get to personalize much about your product. The orders arrive to your customers in Redbubble packaging, and you can't really do much about any special unboxing experiences for your clients. You don't get to do much about your branding. Another point to mention is that you still have to work hard to drive traffic to your store. It's not enough to rely on Redbubble alone for the sales. Having said all that, Redbubble is really great if you're just starting out, because you can order any number of products from a very wide range and not worry about minimum order quantities. You don't have to worry about customs and fulfilling orders, postage and packaging, prices, and all the rest of it. Redbubble handles all of that. All you need to do is just upload your work and they'll do the rest. Once you upload your work and set up your store, I highly recommend ordering a few of your favorite products just as samples to test the way the colors have turned out, just to see the quality. And then it gives you a chance to take pictures and promote your products in your own socials as well.
Before we go on Redbubble, I just want to show you the types of files I have prepared. The one on the left is my repeat tile. I've designed it in a way that is seamlessly going to repeat regardless of the size of the product it's applied on. The one thing I want you to note is whenever you prepare files for Redbubble, they need to be absolutely massive. The size needs to be at least 4 by 4,000 pixels and 300 dpi resolution. That is because the amount of products the artwork gets applied on is really huge. It goes on anything from shower curtains, bedding, to bits of stationery. So in order for the printer to pick up on all the details and colors, the files really need to be quite big. So the file on the left, I'll be exporting as a JPEG, and the file on the right, the standalone piece, I'll be exporting as a transparent PNG file without the background, but I'm going to click into the color of the background and copy or make a note of the hex code of this color. Okay, so I'm in my Redbubble account now. I'm just gonna click on my little hedgehog there, add new work, and this is where I'm going to upload my repeat pattern. While that's uploading, I'm just gonna give it a title. This is where we can enter some hashtags to help the searchability of our design. You get 15 in total, and you don't have to use all 15, but it's probably good common sense to max this out. So anything that you feel is relevant in terms of what people are searching for that has to do with your design. So the way you made it, what it's about, what it's featuring. The description part helps with visually impaired assistance software, which is very helpful and just also increases searchability. It doesn't have to be any Shakespeare, just a couple of sentences will do. Once the design uploads, you can see that some of the products are grayed out, which means they've been disabled. And that usually happens when the file size is somehow not suitable, and I'll show you how to address that. The first thing I want you to notice is the top 3 products are not an all-over print product, and that's where our standalone design that we've prepared earlier is going to be best for. So I'm going to click into Edit and replace image with that file. And you can see right away that this arrangement works much better for this kind of product. You can modify the size, you can position your artwork somewhere else if it looks better, like in a corner or at the top somewhere, just depends on what you're going for. And because the file is transparent, you can see the fabric underneath the design. So you can come up here and change the color of your t-shirt and it will update in real time so you can see what works best for your particular artwork. And I'm noticing that only 10 out of 13 products got enabled. So I'm going to come back into edit and have a look at what's going on. Click here. And now I remember that kids products don't get enabled automatically. So you manually need to come in and enable them. By the way, this is where you can set your profit margin. As a designer, you get 40% of the retail price. You can increase it or decrease it, but this is what Redbubble sets as default. Hopefully all 13 products should be enabled now. We're going to repeat this process with the next product. Click into edit, replace image, and see how it turns out. And again, feel free to tweak the size of your artwork to change positioning, change the background color. It's really helpful to be able to see what it looks like on a mock-up in real time. Now, for the hats, the layout of a design should be horizontal, and I'm not sure this particular design is right for this. I'm going to apply it anyway and see what that looks like. If I just tweak the size, it might just work. I can change the background color again. I'm not sure it's working here, but I'm going to leave it for the purpose of this exercise anyway. What I want to get across is you don't have to enable every single product available here. Not all artwork is going to be suitable for every single product on here, so feel free to disable some of them to just make sure that you have a beautiful looking store, because this is the number one mistake of new artists on Redbubble when they upload a single artwork and expect it to work on all the hundreds of different products Redbubble has available. Great, we can move on to the all over print products now. And you can see that Redbubble has automatically placed our print. And quite often it looks good enough as it is, but I just think this particular design will look better in small scale. But when I start to scale down my image, you can see that a part of it gets sort of cut off. So I need to come down to choose pattern and select regular grid. And because I already had a seamless pattern tile ready to go, this will just repeat and seamlessly apply itself onto the all over print. If you don't have the seamless pattern tile available, you can use this feature, this pattern making feature in Redbubble to make your own patterns using just your centerpiece artwork. Let me show you. We're going to come over to edit and replace image with the standalone artwork that we have. It's a transparent image, remember? We're going to reduce the scale and select the grid type. So this one is the offset grid and this is a regular grid, and you can play around with these. So this is a very simple, basic way. You don't have a lot of options, but if you are short for time or you don't have the software available, you can just use this feature to make your own little patterns. And here, you remember we copied our hex code for the background color. We can just paste this in and set your background color. So you can see how this is a very straightforward way to construct your own repeat patterns using a single element. Regular grid, offset grid, and a single element there. I'm going to go ahead and replace it back with my pattern tile and continue the process with all the other products. And it might seem like quite a tedious process to go into every single product, adjust the size, make sure it looks good. But this is the kind of work that goes into building your own passive income store. But it's all worth it because before you know it, you'll be waking up to notifications like this. The next product I'm going to look at is the A-line dress, and I'm actually happy with the scale of the print here. However, I still recommend turning on the pattern option because you might not notice, like there might be a little corner somewhere that hasn't quite printed. So if you have a repeat, then it will print all over. So for all over print products, it's best to use the repeat tool. Stickers and magnets. There are 5 products in this category, and this is something that definitely needs to be replaced by the standalone piece. And the same for prints, cards, and posters. Although I'm not sure about the background being white, I'm going to replace the color with our background color. I'll paste the hex code there. And looking at it now, I can see that I actually need to go back and make another file to make sure I have more space between my artwork and the edge of the print, because at the moment, the illustration is far too close to the edge. Okay, here's the new version. Hopefully you can see the difference. And this just goes to show how much attention to detail you need to have here. And it's not one image fits all. So you get the idea. I'm going to continue this way product by product and either turn on the pattern and adjust the scale of it, or replace the file with the image of the standalone illustration. Paste the hex code for the background color if necessary, and make sure everything looks good. And this feels like a good time to remind you guys to subscribe, like, and share my channel, or why not find me on Instagram or TikTok? I'd love to see what kind of art you're making. Let's connect and support each other. Great, we've come to the end of the list of products Redbubble has available. Here we categorize the media we've used to create this artwork. These are collections. I'll talk to you about them in a second. Here we get to choose how our products are displayed. We'll leave it as optimized, as recommended. You can also choose who can view this work. If you're just making something for fun for yourself, you can set it to private, but we're obviously going to leave it as public because we want anybody to be able to see this. There is no mature content, and here you tick to agree that you own copyright to this artwork. And that's it. Your products are live and your shop is up and running. There's only one thing left to do, and that's to organize your designs into collections. I'll show you how and why you need to do that. So now if I click on Manage Portfolio, you can see all of my latest works here at the top. I'm just going to select all of the works that I want to add to a new collection. Click on Collections, give it a name, press plus to create it, and then don't forget to add the works we've just selected. Now, if I go to Collections, scroll down, you can see that all of my latest works are here in this new collection. One more thing, don't go yet. I'm going to go to my dashboard, go to Shop Settings, and choose the latest collection to be the featured collection in my shop. So now when people click on my shop, they'll be able to see the latest products featured at the top. That's it from me, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this. You know what to do.